My name is Leilani and today I'll be interpreting a TED Talk called The Power of Vulnerability, given by Breen Brown, an author and professor that shares many views alike to mine. So I'll start like this. A couple of years ago, an event planner called me because I was going to do the speech event. And she called and she said, "Well, I'm really struggling on what to write about you in this little flyer." And I thought, so what's the struggle? And so she went on and she said, "Well, I hear that you're a researcher, but I'm afraid if I put that you're a researcher, everyone won't come because they'll think you're irrelevant and boring." And I thought, okay. But then she went on and she said, "And I hear you talk, and you're a storyteller, so I think that's what I'll put, a storyteller." And the academic insecure part of me was like, "A what?" And she repeated herself. She said, "A storyteller." And so I called deep on my courage, and I thought to myself, maybe I am just a storyteller. I'm a qualitative researcher. It's what I do. I collect stories, and maybe stories are just data with a soul. So I told her, "You know what? Why don't you just call me a researcher storyteller?" And she said, "A what?" "A researcher storyteller." Haha, there's no such thing. So, I'm a researcher storyteller, and I'm here to talk to you about expanding perception and how it changed my life. Firstly, connection. It's what brings everyone together. It's how we're wired, neurobiologically. And shame is really understood as the fear of disconnection. What I can tell you about it is that it's universal. Everyone experiences it. And the less you talk about it, the more you have it. And vulnerability. I hate vulnerability. So, I thought to myself, I'm going to give myself a year. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to understand vulnerability, and I'm going to see how it works and affects my life. So, I spent a year. I wrote a book. I published a theory, but something was not right. If I was going to tell you what I learned in this decade of research, it would be this. Out of all the people that I interviewed, there was two groups of people. A group of people who had a group of love and belonging, and a group of people who simply lacked it. And what really separated those two people was that the people who had the love and belonging believed that they were worthy. That's it. They believed that they were worthy. And the first thing that came to my mind was that these people are strong-minded individuals who have, simply put, the courage to be imperfect. And what else? They embraced vulnerability. They embraced the things that many people couldn't. They embraced things where there were no guarantees. They embraced saying "I love you" when you know there were no guarantees that they would say it back. And so I could not believe where my job, where I'm supposed to research and control, had turned up that the answer to control vulnerability is to stop researching and controlling and predicting.